Waking up at 4 a.m. might sound hard or even impossible for many people. But imagine starting your day with quiet, clear moments, all to yourself, before anyone else is awake. Those early hours can be the key to changing your life in ways you never thought possible. This video is about how getting up early gives you the chance to become a better version of yourself every single day. If you want to take control, build new habits, and create the kind of life you've always wanted, then this is the moment to pay attention. Stay with me, because what you learn here could be the beginning of a powerful change in your story. Let's get started. Number 1, wake up early and take responsibility for your future. There comes a time in your life when you must stop waiting for something or someone to push you forward. You have to step up and take full control of where you're going. You can't blame the clock, your past, your environment, or your upbringing anymore. You have to accept that your future depends on what you do today. And it starts the moment you decide to wake up early and lead your own life. Most people wait until life forces them to change. They wait for the pain to become unbearable. They wait until they've wasted years. But you don't have to wait. You can begin now. You can take the first real step by setting your alarm earlier than you ever have and actually getting out of bed when it rings. That's when your discipline gets tested. That's when you prove to yourself that you mean it this time. Waking up early isn't about showing off or being different. It's about deciding that your time matters. It's about showing up for your own life before the noise begins. When the world is still asleep, that's your moment. That's your chance to think, to prepare, to build. Not in a rush, not in a panic, but with peace and purpose. You start to take charge of your life by owning your mornings. And that's not just a change in routine. That's a change in identity. Most people don't think about the cost of sleeping in. They think the only cost is a few minutes of time. But the truth is, every time you hit snooze, you're putting your life on hold. You're telling yourself that your comfort matters more than your growth. You're choosing temporary ease over long-term progress. That pattern, done daily, builds regret. And the only way to break that is to replace it with action. Real, clear, personal action. Taking responsibility for your future means understanding that no one else is coming to rescue you. No one else is going to hand you the life you want. And waking up early is a daily reminder of that. You have to rescue yourself. You have to be your own voice of discipline, your own reason to rise, your own reason to stay consistent. The earlier you wake, the more time you give yourself to focus, to think, to train, to learn, to build. That is not just time gained. That is strength gained. When you wake up early, you create time most people never touch. That time in the morning holds power. It's when your mind is clear, your will is strongest, the world is quiet. There are no messages, no distractions, no noise pulling you away. Just you and the decision to work on yourself. Read, reflect, write your goals, plan your steps, move your body, sit in silence, ask yourself, what needs to change? What am I avoiding? What will I no longer accept? Most people never ask those questions. They stay busy all day so they don't have to. But waking up early gives you space to face them. And facing them is what creates change. It's not easy. It's uncomfortable. But that's where the breakthrough is. That's where the clarity begins. And that's where you start creating the life you've always said you wanted. No one gets successful by accident. No one builds a strong body, a clear mind, or a focused life by doing what's comfortable. They build it by making decisions that stretch them. Waking up early is one of those decisions. You won't feel like doing it. But you don't wait until you feel like it. You act because it's the right thing to do. You act because your goals are worth more than your sleep. You act because your life depends on what you do when no one's watching. That's where character is formed. In the quiet, in the early hours, in the choice to get up, to move, to begin. When you take responsibility for your future, you stop making excuses. You stop saying you're too tired, too busy, too stressed. You start saying, I will find the energy. I will create the time. I will do the work. Not because it's easy, but because I must. If you're serious about change, then prove it. Set the alarm. Get up. Start, even if it's hard, even if it's dark, even if your body resists, because your future self is counting on you. Your future depends on what you do this morning, not tomorrow, not next year. Right now, you don't get your future handed to you. You build it by waking up when others won't. You build it by showing up when it's uncomfortable. You build it by refusing to waste your potential for another day. That kind of life takes strength, and strength is built one decision at a time. So if you want to take full responsibility for your future, stop looking for perfect conditions. Stop waiting for motivation. Set the alarm. Wake up early. Get out of bed and take back your time. It's yours. You're not too late. You're not too far gone. You still have what it takes. But you must act. You must lead yourself. No one else will do it for you. You may not have control over everything, but you do have control over your choices. And waking up early is one of the most powerful choices you can make. It gives you time. It gives you focus. It gives you strength. That's how you become the person you were meant to be. That's how you take full responsibility for the life you want. Starting now, starting today, starting with one simple action. Wake up early and do something about your future. Number 2, use the early hours to work on your mind. The first few hours of your day are not just quiet. They are powerful. This is the time when your mind is fresh. Your thoughts are clearer. Your distractions are minimal. You haven't been pulled in 100 directions yet. No emails, no opinions, no noise. Just you and your thoughts. That's why you must use these hours to build your mind before the world gets to it. If you don't shape your mindset early, the outside world will do it for you. In those early hours, you have a choice. You can scroll, or you can study. You can complain, or you can grow. You can waste, or you can build. And it doesn't take much to begin. Just a quiet space, a commitment to yourself, and a willingness to go deep. Even 15 minutes of focused effort will shift your entire direction for the day. Use that time to feed your mind something good, something useful, something that lifts you, teaches you, challenges you. Most people don't give themselves the chance to think clearly. They wake up and immediately react. Notifications, news, noise. They go from sleep to stress without a pause. But those who grow, those who improve, they understand that the mind needs space. It needs time to reflect, time to learn, time to reset. That time is not given to you, you must claim it. And the best time to claim it is early. When everyone else is asleep and the world is silent, you have to be intentional. Open a book, not your phone. Pick something that stretches your thinking, that challenges your beliefs, that pushes your understanding forward. You don't have to read 100 pages. Start with 5, but read with full focus. Let every word sharpen you. Let every idea give you something new to consider. Because the stronger your thinking, the better your decisions. And better decisions create a better life. Don't just read, write. Take a pen and put your thoughts on paper. What are you aiming for? What are you avoiding? What are you doing well? What needs to change? Write honestly. The page doesn't judge. The more you write, the more clear you become. Your thoughts begin to organize themselves. Your confusion starts to fade. You start to see what matters. That clarity gives you direction. That direction gives you energy. Train your mind by sitting with your thoughts instead of escaping them. We live in a world that teaches you to distract yourself from discomfort. But real strength comes when you can sit quietly and face what's inside. The early hours give you that space. You can ask yourself the tough question. Why are you stuck? What patterns keep repeating? What are you afraid to confront? These aren't comfortable questions, but answering them gives you power. The kind of power that comes from understanding yourself. You can also use this time to learn something new. A new skill, a new language, a new way of thinking. The brain loves challenge. Give it something to work on. Use these hours for deliberate practice, not mindless routines. Focus deeply, set a timer. Learn with intention. This is not about information, it's about transformation. You're not just filling your mind, you're shaping it. And as you work on your mind, notice how your emotions shift. You feel more grounded. You're calmer. You respond instead of react. That's not a coincidence. A disciplined mind creates a centered life, and the more often you train it, the stronger it becomes. You become someone who thinks clearly, decides wisely, and lives intentionally. That kind of mental foundation changes everything. It's not magic. It's the result of early hour discipline. Use the early time to visualize the kind of person you want to become. Not in a vague, dreamy way, but clearly, what habits would that person have? How would they handle stress? What would they focus on daily? Close your eyes and see it. Then open your eyes and begin to live it. Bit by bit, morning by morning. These mental reps matter. They teach your brain what to aim for. They remind you of who you are working to become. And once you've shaped your mindset, protect it. Don't let it be hijacked by negativity the moment the world wakes up. Guard your attention. Be mindful of what you allow in, what you listen to, what you read, what you focus on. Because what you feed your mind becomes how you live. You can either build strength or let distractions tear it down. It's always a choice. There's a kind of peace that comes when you begin the day by working on yourself. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. That peace isn't loud. It's steady. You walk into the day not rushed, not stressed, but anchored. That's the gift of those early hours. They center you. They remind you that you're not just surviving. You're growing. You're building a better version of yourself while the rest of the world sleeps. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. At first, it feels like effort. Later, it feels like oxygen. You begin to need it, not because someone told you to, but because your mind starts to crave that clarity. That time becomes sacred to you. A space where you do your real work. Not the work others see, but the work that truly matters. The work on your thoughts, your beliefs, your awareness, your focus. It's easy to underestimate the value of a quiet hour. But that's where the shift happens. That's where your confidence builds. That's where new thoughts replace old ones. Where bad habits lose their grip. Where fresh ideas take shape. Your mind is your greatest asset, and it requires care, training, and attention. Ignore it, and life runs you. Build it, and you begin to lead your life. Every morning is a new chance. A clean page, a quiet room. Take that chance. Use those early hours with purpose. Build your mind like it matters. Because it does. Every strong life starts with a strong mind, and every strong mind is built one morning at a time. Number 3, start the day before the world can distract you. The best way to stay in control of your life is to start your day before anything or anyone can take it from you. The earlier you begin, the more power you have over your choices, your focus, and your direction. When you wake up before the noise starts, you're not pulled into other people's demands. You're not reacting to problems or messages. You are present with yourself, and that's when the real work begins. You have to create space for your own priorities before the day fills up with everything else. If you wait until the world wakes up, your time is no longer yours. Phone calls, notifications, tasks, distractions, they come in fast. And if you don't get ahead of them, they'll guide your day for you. Starting early means protecting the first part of your day and giving it to what matters most. This is the time to think with clarity and move with purpose. Not because someone told you to, but because it's the only way to make real progress. If you don't make space for your growth, no one else will. If you don't protect your time, it will be taken. The early hours are your chance to set the tone. If you begin your day with calm, focus, and intention, everything that follows becomes easier to manage. Distractions are not always loud. Sometimes they look like small things. Checking your phone, replying to messages, watching something short, but those small things add up. Before you know it, the day is full of activity, but empty of progress. That's why starting early matters. It gives you a head start on your goals before those small things creep in. It gives you quiet time to focus on what's real. You're not waking up early for the sake of discipline alone. You're waking up early to take full control of your mind, your habits, and your energy. You're giving yourself space to breathe and think without interruption. You're choosing clarity over chaos. When the day begins with distractions, it's hard to recover. But when it begins with intention, You move through it with confidence. Start with something simple. Maybe it's 5 minutes of writing or 10 minutes of learning. Maybe it's getting clear on what your top 3 priorities are. The point is to begin before anything can pull you away. That beginning shapes your mood, your thoughts, and your actions. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing something meaningful before the outside world tries to take your attention. Most people never experience what it feels like to have that kind of time. They wake up already behind. They rush through the morning. They skip the reflection. They forget what they're working toward. But you don't have to live like that. You can begin different. You can rise earlier than usual and give yourself the gift of silence, the power of attention, and the direction of clear thought. And it's not just about what you do, it's about how you feel. When you start your day without distraction, your nervous system is calmer. Your thoughts are more organized. You feel in charge, not overwhelmed. That state of mind is not a luxury. It's a necessity if you want to live with intention, if you want to build something real, if you want to grow past what's been holding you back. Take a walk while the streets are empty. Listen to your thoughts without background noise. Prepare your body without any rush. Open a journal and write down what you're grateful for and what you're aiming for. These acts may seem small, but they add strength to your spirit. They create space for growth. They remind you that you're not just here to survive another day. You're here to live it on your terms. You can't lead your life if you're always reacting to it. Leadership begins with ownership. Ownership begins with your morning. If your morning is filled with noise and reaction, you're giving the best part of yourself away before you've even used it. But when you begin in peace and with purpose, you hold your direction, you keep your strength, you stay aligned with your value. The world will ask for your attention constantly. It will pull you in many directions. That's why you have to guard the beginning of your day with intention. You're not avoiding responsibility. You're preparing for it. You're not ignoring the world. You're strengthening yourself to face it better. That shift changes how you respond to problems. It changes how you carry yourself throughout the day. Your energy is not unlimited. The earlier you use it well, the more you'll get done with less stress. It's not about working harder. It's about working with direction. Before your phone lights up, before your inbox fills, before the noise begins, take that time and invest it in something that builds you. Not something for show, not something that looks good, something that makes you better. People often wonder why they feel scattered and drained. It's because their day begins with noise, not clarity, with distraction, not purpose. If you give the world the first part of your day, you will always feel like you're catching up. But if you give that part to yourself, you stay ahead, not just in your tasks, but in your mindset. You don't need a perfect routine. You don't need hours of free time. You just need to claim the first piece of your day and use it well. Whether it's 10 minutes or an hour, make it count. Use it to check in with yourself. Use it to learn something useful. Use it to remind yourself what matters. Because once the world wakes up, your time gets split in all directions. Those early moments are your chance to create your own rhythm, to set your own stand, to remember why you're doing what you're doing. Don't let them slip away. Wake up with intention. Begin with direction. Stay grounded before the world can distract you. That's how you lead your day. That's how you stay true to your path. That's how you keep building forward, no matter what's happening around you. Number 4. Use the silence to build strong personal discipline. When everything around you is quiet, when the world hasn't started moving yet, that's when you have your best chance to become the person you want to be. In that silence, there are no outside voices telling you what to do. There's no noise asking for your attention. No distractions pulling you off track. It's just you, your decisions, and your commitment to follow through. This is the perfect environment to strengthen your discipline. Not just for the morning, but for your entire life. Discipline grows when you do what needs to be done, even when no one is watching. And there is no better time for that than the early hours, when the silence surrounds you. There's nothing competing with your focus. You can't blame the noise or the rush. All that's left is the decision to act. That's when character is formed. That's when you decide who you're becoming. Most people wait for motivation to hit before they act. But the truth is, discipline begins before you feel ready. It begins when you choose action over comfort. In the silence of the early morning, comfort is everywhere. Your bed is warm. Your body wants rest. But this is where the battle happens. This is where growth begins. Not in the big moments, but in these small, quiet ones, the ones no one sees. When you use the silence for discipline, you take control of your actions without the need for praise or reward. You do it because it matters. You do it because it's who you're becoming. The small wins in the morning, like getting out of bed when it's hard, or starting your workout when you don't feel like it. Those are not small things. They are decisions that build your foundation. Discipline is not a feeling. It's not something that shows up when everything is right. It's a choice. And that choice becomes easier to make when there's nothing around to distract you or influence you. That's what makes the silence so valuable. It removes all excuses. It leaves only the truth. Either you will do what you said you'd do, or you won't. If you wait until the world wakes up to start acting, you're already behind. Not just in time, but in focus. Once the noise begins, it's harder to stay on track. There are more temptations, more opinions, more pressure. But when you act in the silence, your actions come from a place of clarity. You're not doing it to impress. You're not doing it out of guilt. You're doing it because you said you would. This is how self-respect is built. By keeping your word to yourself. Not once, not twice, but every day, even when it's quiet, especially when it's quiet. The silence is not empty. It's full of potential. It's full of power, and it gives you the perfect chance to practice showing up for yourself. No noise, no pressure, just you and the mirror of your own habit. And the beautiful thing about discipline is that it compounds. Every morning you choose structure over chaos, strength over weakness, effort over comfort. You gain something valuable. You're not just passing time. You're building something permanent. You're shaping your character. You're proving to yourself that you can count on your own effort, no matter how things feel. People often say they want confidence, they want strength, but those things don't appear on their own. They come from doing the hard things when it's easy not to. They come from rising early, from resisting the urge to delay, from making use of the silence instead of wasting it. You build that strength in the quiet, not in front of others, and that's why it's real. Don't underestimate how powerful those early minutes can be. You don't need to do something grand. You don't need a big plan. You just need to show up. Start with one thing, one promise you keep to yourself every single day. Maybe it's exercising, maybe it's reading, maybe it's planning your day. Whatever it is, do it in the silence and make it non-negotiable. That single act repeated daily builds more than results. It builds identity. You start seeing yourself as someone who follows through, someone who doesn't wait, someone who acts with purpose. And that belief in yourself spread. It touches how you handle your work, how you treat others, how you pursue your goals. It begins in the quiet and moves into everything. If you can train yourself to act with discipline when it's silent, you'll have an edge in life. Because when things get loud, you'll already be grounded. You won't panic. You won't drift. You'll stay focused. You'll stay strong. That discipline becomes your anchor. And it starts by showing up when no one else does. You don't need motivation. You need a standard, a personal rule that says, I don't miss this. You set that rule in the silence. You reinforce it every day. And over time, it becomes who you are. Not someone trying to be disciplined, but someone who is. That's the kind of transformation that lasts. Use the early hours to challenge yourself. Don't wait for someone to push you. Be your own standard. Be your own coach. The silence is your space to test your limits, to move forward without needing a push, to take action without being told. And the more you do this, the less you'll depend on anything outside you to move forward. Every time you use the silence to act, you're investing in a stronger version of yourself, one that doesn't rely on mood or energy or the opinions of others, one that stands tall because it's been trained to do so. Not once, not sometimes, but every single day. This is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Show up for yourself. Use the silence. Let it sharpen your focus and shape your will. Let it build the habits that push you forward. When it's quiet, take the step. That's how you grow. That's how you rise. That's how you become the kind of person who leads their life, not by chance, but by choice. Number 5, make space in the morning to plan your life. Most people move through their days without direction because they never stop to think where they want to go. They respond to things as they come. They react instead of acting with purpose. That's what makes mornings so important. The early hours give you the space to take control before anything else takes control of you. When you wake up early and sit with your thoughts, you have the rare chance to take a clear look at your life and decide where it's going. That's not something you can do when you're rushing or distracted. It takes a calm mind and a quiet space to see things for what they really are. Planning your life in the morning isn't just about creating a to-do list. It's about stepping back and asking the right questions. What matters most today? What kind of person do I want to be when this day ends? What actions move me closer to the goals I've set? If you don't ask those questions first thing in the morning, chances are the rest of the day will answer for you. And the answers may not be the ones you want. They'll be driven by noise, pressure, and other people's priority. But if you give yourself time each morning to think, to write, to organize your thoughts, you're building something powerful. You're building clarity. And when you have clarity, you don't waste time chasing things that don't matter. You stay focused on the path that leads to progress. The quiet of the morning gives you room to think without interruption. You're not checking messages. You're not stuck in traffic. You're not distracted by noise. It's just you, a pen, a piece of paper, and your mind. In that space, you get to decide what your day will look like. You get to set the tone. You get to structure your time instead of letting it slip through your fingers. Think about how powerful that is. Instead of drifting, you're driving. Instead of reacting, you're leading. And that kind of leadership starts with something as simple as sitting down and planning the next 24 hours. If you keep doing this every morning, you begin to see patterns. You recognize what's working and what isn't. You catch habits before they become problems. You find the gaps between what you want and what you're actually doing. That kind of awareness doesn't come from luck. It comes from looking closely at your choices every single day. Now, I'm not talking about making a perfect plan. Life will always bring the unexpected. But even a simple plan is better than none. A few clear priorities written down can guide your decisions and keep you grounded. When the day tries to pull you in 100 directions, that morning plan reminds you what you said mattered. And that reminder is everything. Planning your life also helps you stay honest with yourself. You can't hide behind excuses when your goals are right there on the page. You see what you've committed to, you see what needs to be done, and you start to feel the weight of your own words. That's not a burden, that's power. Because when you start living by your own design, you begin to respect yourself more. And that self-respect leads to confidence. Not the kind that comes from praise, but the kind that comes from knowing you're doing what needs to be done. Every morning you plan your life. You're shaping your future. You're not leaving it to chance. You're not letting the noise take over. You're taking the first step with intention. And the more often you do that, the more momentum you build. Momentum doesn't come from one big action. It comes from small steps repeated with discipline. Steps like sitting down at 4 a.m. and giving yourself the time to think, to write, and to set your course. You don't need a fancy system to plan your life. You need honesty. You need a few quiet minutes, and you need to ask yourself what really matters. What is worth your time today? What will help you grow? What can you let go of? These are the questions that lead to progress. Not someday, not next month, but today. And the earlier you ask those questions, the more control you have. Before the emails, before the meetings, before the world pulls you in 100 directions. That's why 4 a.m. is such a powerful time. You're not competing with anything. You're not being pulled. You're grounded. And from that grounded place, you can make better decisions. You can take action that matches your values. You can stop living by chance and start living by choice. There's a kind of peace in planning your life early, not because everything will go perfectly, but because you know you're taking responsibility. You're not hoping things work out. You're showing up to guide them. That act alone builds strength. It builds character. It builds trust in yourself. Each time you do it, you strengthen a habit that will serve you for life. You'll stop wasting your energy on things that don't matter. You'll stop chasing after approval. You'll stop reacting to every little thing that pops up. Instead, you'll focus. You'll move with purpose. You'll stay committed to what you said mattered. And over time, your life will begin to reflect that planning. Your goals won't feel far off. Your time won't feel scattered. You won't feel stuck. You'll see progress, not always fast, not always dramatic, but steady, measured, real. That kind of progress only comes when you stop rushing through life and start designing it with care. Planning your life in the morning is not a chore. It's a gift you give to yourself. It's the space to remember who you are and what you want. It's the quiet act of leadership that no one else sees, but shapes everything you do. That's where your power is. That's where your future starts. In a quiet room, with a clear mind, and the decision to take control before the world takes over. Number 6. Rise early and stop wasting your precious potential. Every person is given a set of hours each day, and what you do with those hours decides the quality of your life. The sad truth is, many people go through life without ever tapping into the strength they carry within. They sleep late, wake up tired, move through the day half aware, and wonder why things don't change. But real change begins when you rise with purpose, when you stop sleeping through your opportunity, when you decide that each morning is a second chance to build a better version of yourself. Waking up early isn't just about beating the alarm clock. It's a conscious decision to stop wasting your energy on delay and distraction. If you stay in bed while the sun rises, you're choosing comfort over growth, and comfort never leads to greatness. The early morning gives you the chance to reset your focus before life starts pulling at you. That's when your mind is sharp. That's when you can make decisions with a clear head. That's when you can tap into your real strength before the noise sets in. Your potential is not something you find in the future. It's something you uncover in the present. And that process begins when you say no to extra sleep and yes to self-respect. You show yourself that your goals matter more than temporary comfort. You prove that you're willing to do what others won't. And that decision, repeated day after day, builds a foundation of self-worth and strength. It doesn't take a miracle to rise early. It takes honesty. It takes asking yourself if the person you are right now is giving their best. If the answer is no, then the first step is to stop giving your time away. Stop spending your mornings buried under blankets while your dreams wait outside. Every minute you spend in bed after your mind is ready is a minute stolen from your potential. It's not about how much time you had. It's about what you do with it. When you get up early, you start to feel something shift inside you. You become the kind of person who shows up on time for their life. You begin to act like someone who values their effort. You stop relying on motivation and start building discipline. You don't wait to feel like doing it. You do it because it needs to be done. And when you live like that, you start unlocking parts of yourself you didn't know were there. People will say they're not morning people, but that's not true. Everyone is capable of becoming someone better. The difference lies in whether they're willing to pay the price. Rising early is the price. Saying no to laziness is the price. Choosing growth over ease is the price. And it's a price worth paying. Because what you gain is clarity. What you gain is power. What you gain is time. And time, once spent, never returns. That's why every morning matters. Each one you waste is an opportunity you won't get again. Your goals won't wait forever. Your dreams won't chase you. You have to get up and chase them. And the earlier you start, the more ground you'll cover. When you rise before the rest of the world, you're giving yourself a head start. You're getting ahead while everyone else is still lost in sleep. That edge compounds over time. That edge builds momentum. When you stop wasting your early hours, you stop living in regret. You stop looking back at the end of the day wondering where all the time went. Instead, you look back, knowing you started strong. You made progress. You kept your promise to yourself. That feeling fuels you. It makes you want to keep going. It creates a cycle of self-respect that keeps growing stronger. Potential is not a gift that arrives someday. It's a responsibility that demands action now. You don't unlock it by wishing or hoping. You unlock it by showing up for yourself again and again, especially when it's hard, especially when you don't feel like it. Rising early is hard, but it's the kind of hard that changes you. It builds the kind of person who can handle more, who can focus longer, who can stay calm under pressure because they've already done the hard thing first thing in the morning. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to do it. Get up, get moving, use the silence, use the time. Start before the distractions begin. That's how you separate yourself from average. That's how you stop living below your ability. That's how you begin living with power. By getting up and using the hours most people waste. There is something powerful about knowing you're no longer wasting what you've been given. Your body, your energy, your time, your ability to grow, your strength to choose. When you rise early, you honor all of those things. You stop taking them for granted. You treat your potential like it's precious, because it is. And once you recognize that, you start making decisions that match that value. There will always be reasons to stay in bed. There will always be excuses to delay. But the people who rise early don't listen to those reasons. They listen to their future. They listen to the goals that haven't been reached. They listen to the life they want to live. And that life demands action. That life demands effort. That life begins with the decision to rise when the world still sleeps. The decision to stop wasting hours that could change your life. The decision to face your day with intention and strength. That's where your power begins. Not in some perfect plan, not in a big moment, but in the quiet decision to get up and use your time like it matters. Because it does. Every minute matters. And the earlier you rise, the more you claim, the more you grow, the more you become who you were meant to be. Number 7. Get out of bed and become your own leader. There is a moment every morning when the choice is yours. You can either stay in bed and let the day happen to you, or you can rise and take control of your life. Getting out of bed is not just a physical act. It's a powerful statement that you are ready to lead yourself. Leadership begins with the small decisions you make consistently. When you push yourself to leave the comfort of sleep, you send a message to your mind and body. You are not waiting for someone else to direct your path. You are stepping into the role of your own guide and captain. Leadership is often seen as something for others. We think leaders are the people with big titles or loud voices. But the most important leader you need is the one inside you. The person who decides what kind of day you will have. The person who chooses whether to push through challenges or give in to weakness. That leader starts every day with a single decision: to get out of bed and take charge of what's ahead. Being your own leader means accepting responsibility for everything in your life. It means no longer blaming outside circumstances or waiting for the perfect moment. It means recognizing that your actions determine your future. When you get up early, you put yourself in the driver's seat. You are no longer a passenger who reacts to life. You become the one who shapes it. This choice requires strength because the pull of the bed is strong. It is easy to give in to comfort and delay. But leaders know that comfort is often the enemy of progress. You can feel the softness of the sheets and the warmth of the covers. But the call to lead is louder. It whispers in your mind, reminding you that each day is a chance to improve. Each morning holds the possibility to build habits that create success. Leaders listen to that call even when it's difficult. When you rise early, you create space to prepare yourself for the challenges ahead. Leaders understand that preparation is key. They do not leave their day to chance or distractions. They invest time in planning, reflecting, and setting goals. The quiet hours before the world wakes allow you to think clearly and focus deeply. You can decide what your priorities will be without interruptions. This calm time is the laboratory for your leadership skills. Leadership also means setting an example. You become a model of discipline and determination. When you consistently get out of bed and face your day, you inspire those around you, even if they don't say it. Your actions speak louder than words. You show that success is not about luck or waiting for permission. It's about showing up, doing the work, and taking responsibility for your path. Each morning when you become your own leader, you build confidence. You prove to yourself that you can overcome the temptation to stay idle. You discover that your willpower is stronger than you thought. This confidence grows day by day, turning into a steady force that pushes you towards your goals. Without leadership of self, goals remain dreams. With leadership, they become reality. Self-leadership means learning to manage your time wisely. Getting out of bed early gives you a head start on the day. It allows you to organize your tasks, set your intentions, and avoid the chaos that happens when you rush. Leaders don't wait for motivation to strike. They act with purpose and create momentum. The morning is the perfect time to take control of your schedule, rather than letting it control you. Leadership also requires resilience. Some mornings will be harder than others. You may feel tired or unmotivated. But leaders understand that those moments are tests of their commitment. They rise anyway. They don't wait to feel ready. They act because they know action fuels motivation. Every time you choose to get out of bed and face the day, you build your mental strength. This strength is what separates those who achieve from those who only wait. When you become your own leader, you stop making excuses. You stop saying, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'm too tired." Leadership demands honesty with yourself. It asks you to look in the mirror and say, "I am responsible for my choices." This honesty may feel uncomfortable at first, but it is the foundation for lasting change. Leaders don't hide from the truth. They use it as fuel to grow. The morning is a powerful time because it's free from distraction. You are not yet pulled into other people's problems or the noise of the day. This quiet gives you clarity. You can set your intentions with a clear mind and a calm heart. Leaders use this clarity to focus on what matters most. They don't waste time on things that do not serve their goal. The decision to get out of bed early is the first step in practicing this focus. Becoming your own leader means taking control of your habits. When you consistently choose to wake early, you create a habit of responsibility and action. Habits are the building blocks of character, and character is the foundation of leadership. Each morning you get up early. You build the person who can face challenges, overcome obstacles, and keep moving forward no matter what. You do not need a title or a position to lead. You need the courage to act and the will to continue. When you get out of bed and take control of your day, you show leadership in its purest form. This is how success is built, not in grand moments, but in simple daily decisions to lead yourself. The world will always have distractions and challenges, but your ability to lead yourself determines your progress. When you rise early and get moving, you prove that you are ready to face whatever comes. You develop the discipline, focus, and strength to make choices that align with your goals. This is the power of becoming your own leader. Taking charge of your morning means you take charge of your life. It means you stop waiting for others to guide you. You become the one who decides your direction. Leadership starts inside. It begins with getting out of bed and stepping into the role you were meant to fill. The role of a leader who controls their own future. Number 8. Use the extra time to do what matters most. When you wake up early, you gift yourself something rare and precious. Extra time. This time is not just more minutes on the clock. It is the chance to focus on what truly makes a difference in your life. Every day is filled with distractions and demands, but the morning holds a quiet space to work on what really counts. This is the moment to take control of your priorities and invest your energy where it matters most. Most people rush into their day without a clear purpose. They get pulled into urgent tasks that feel important, but don't move them closer to their goals. Waking up early gives you the opportunity to break this pattern. In these quiet hours, you decide what deserves your attention. You can choose to build your skills, strengthen your relationships, or focus on your health. These are the things that shape your future and create lasting happiness. Using this extra time effectively is a sign of respect for yourself. It shows that you value your dreams and your potential. When you dedicate the early morning hours to meaningful work, you build momentum. You create a positive cycle that fuels your confidence and motivation. This time becomes your foundation for success. What matters most is different for each person. It could be learning something new, reading a book that inspires growth, planning your day with intention so you don't waste your hours. It might be exercising to strengthen your body and mind, or meditating to find clarity and peace. The key is to spend this time on actions that bring you closer to your best self. The morning provides a rare chance to work undisturbed. No phone calls, no emails, no interruptions. This environment lets you dive deep into your priorities. You can focus fully and produce quality work. The quiet allows your mind to settle and think clearly. This clarity is essential for making wise choices and solving problems effectively. Taking advantage of this extra time means saying no to distractions. It means protecting your morning from habits that steal your attention without giving value back. Instead of scrolling through social media or reacting to the news, you commit to activities that grow you. This shift in focus is the difference between a life of reaction and a life of intention. The power of extra time lies not just in how many minutes you gain, but how you use them. A few focused hours early in the day can accomplish more than hours spent distracted later. When you start your day by doing what matters, you set a tone of productivity and purpose. This tone carries through the rest of your day and influences your action. This practice builds discipline over time. It teaches you to prioritize what truly counts instead of what feels urgent. It helps you resist the pull of comfort and procrastination. Every morning that you invest your extra time wisely, you strengthen your ability to make good decisions. This ability leads to progress in every area of your life. When you consistently use your early hours for meaningful work, you develop a deeper connection with your goals. You remind yourself why you work so hard. You see progress that might be invisible when you rush through your day. This progress builds motivation and satisfaction. You feel proud of the way you are managing your life. Extra time is also a gift for reflection. The morning is a natural moment to review your path. You can think about what is working and what needs change. Reflection helps you stay aligned with your values. It prevents you from drifting through life without purpose. This self-awareness is a key skill for growth. Using the morning for important tasks strengthens your sense of control. You stop feeling overwhelmed by the chaos that often fills the day. Instead, you approach challenges with a calm and prepared mind. This calm confidence allows you to handle problems more effectively and avoid unnecessary stress. The habit of doing what matters most early in the day creates a powerful life-ripple effect. You begin to see opportunities more clearly. Your energy rises because you spend it on things that fuel your passion. Your relationships improve because you have more time and patience. Your overall well-being grows because you care for yourself intentionally. This practice separates those who live with purpose from those who drift aimlessly. It is a simple step that leads to extraordinary results. When you claim your extra time and use it wisely, you are not just changing your morning, you are changing your life. The choice is yours every day. You can let time slip away, or you can invest it in what counts. The morning hours are waiting to be claimed. Use them to push forward, to build your dreams, and to grow into the person you want to become. This is the power of waking up early and doing what matters most. Number 9, wake up early and leave behind your old habits. Waking up early gives you a chance to break free from habits that no longer serve you. Every morning offers a fresh start, a clean slate to build better routines and healthier choices. Old habits hold us back because they repeat patterns that keep us stuck. When you decide to rise early, you create space to step away from those patterns and design new ones that lead to growth and success. Change is not easy, but the early hours give you a calm environment to face it head on. In the quiet morning, you can focus on shifting your mindset. You don't have the noise of the world pulling you back to old ways. This stills helps you recognize which habits are dragging you down. It also gives you the energy to replace them with actions that support your goals. Your daily routine shapes your life more than you realize. When you wake late and rush through the day, you often repeat behaviors that feel comfortable, but don't move you forward. These might be staying up late, hitting the snooze button, or wasting time scrolling on your phone. These habits might feel harmless, but over time they create limits on your potential. Rising early interrupts this cycle. The moment you get out of bed early, you show yourself that you are ready to take control. It's a commitment to break free from laziness, distraction, and delay. This choice sends a message to your mind and body that you value progress and discipline. When you act on this decision every day, you weaken the grip of old habits and build resilience. Forming new habits takes consistency and focus. The early morning hours provide both. You can use this time to create positive rituals that prepare you for success. For example, you might spend a few minutes writing down your goals, exercising, or reading something inspiring. These small changes add up and shape a new identity, one that doesn't depend on old patterns. Old habits often provide comfort because they are familiar. Changing them means facing discomfort and uncertainty. Waking up early requires discipline and sacrifice, especially at first. Your body will resist. Your mind will try to convince you to stay in bed. But this resistance is exactly what you need to overcome. Each morning you wake early. You train yourself to choose growth over comfort. Leaving behind old habits is also about letting go of excuses. Excuses are the voice inside that says you need more sleep or you don't have time. When you wake early, you prove to yourself that excuses don't control your life. You reclaim the power to decide how your day begins and unfolds. This shift in mindset frees you from the trap of justification and blame. The morning offers a rare moment of control. Most of us spend our day reacting to other people's demands. We respond to emails, messages, and urgent requests. This reactive mode leaves little room for deliberate choices. By waking early, you create a proactive space. You act according to your priorities instead of reacting to distraction. This is a powerful way to break free from habits that keep you off track. Old habits often come from patterns built over years. Changing them requires patience and persistence. The early morning hours give you the quiet you need. Practice this change daily. You can slowly replace old routines with ones that improve your energy, focus, and mood. The key is to be consistent, even when progress feels slow. Small wins in the morning build confidence and motivation. The benefits of leaving behind old habits ripple through your life. You gain more energy because you sleep better and start your day with purpose. Your mental clarity improves because you spend time in focused activities instead of distractions. Your emotional strength grows as you prove to yourself that you can. This inner strength helps you face challenges throughout the day. Waking early is a physical act with deep psychological effects. It rewires your brain to expect discipline and achievement. Over time, you develop a stronger willpower that extends beyond the morning. You carry this strength into your work, relationships, and personal goals. This transformation changes how you see yourself and what you believe is possible. Breaking old habits also opens space for new opportunities. When you wake early, you find extra hours to invest in your dream. These moments become a foundation for growth that wasn't there before. You can learn new skills, plan your future, or simply enjoy quiet reflection. This extra time shifts your life from surviving to thriving. The choice to leave old habits behind starts with a decision. It begins with a commitment to honor your potential and refuse to settle for less. Waking up early is a daily practice of that commitment. Each morning you get out of bed, you make a promise to yourself. You say yes to change, progress, and a better life. Old habits will try to pull you back. They come as urges to sleep longer, excuses to delay, or distractions to avoid work. But with each early morning you conquer, you weaken their hold. You grow stronger and more confident in your ability to choose what is best for you. This journey is not about perfection, but progress. It's about recognizing where you have been and choosing a new direction. Waking up early gives you the chance to rewrite your story, starting with the first hour of your day. This simple shift is the beginning of a powerful transformation. Your future is shaped by the habits you build today. Waking up early is more than a schedule change. It is a decision to leave behind old ways and step into your potential. This decision is the foundation of a life filled with purpose, energy, and success. Every morning you wake early, you send a clear message to yourself and the world. You are ready to grow. You are ready to change. You are ready to live a life that reflects your highest values and deepest desires. This is the power of waking up early and leaving behind your old habit. Number 10, create your new identity before the sun even rises. The early hours before sunrise are a powerful time to shape who you want to become. This is the moment where you decide what kind of person you will be today, tomorrow, and the days that follow. Your identity is not fixed. It is built by the choices you make consistently. When you wake up before the world stirs, you get a chance to craft a new version of yourself. Stronger, wiser, more focused. Creating a new identity means acting as the person you want to be, even before others see you. When you rise early, you start your day by aligning your actions with your goals. You become the person who is disciplined, motivated, and determined. This choice changes how you feel about yourself, because it connects your behavior to your deeper purpose. The quiet before dawn offers a unique clarity. There are no distractions or demands pulling your attention away. This clarity helps you see what you truly want from life. You can reflect on your values, set meaningful intentions, and prepare your mind for the challenges ahead. This preparation helps you develop habits that belong to your new identity. Changing your identity is about more than just goals. It is about changing your daily habits and mindset to match the person you want to be. When you get up early, you signal to yourself that you are serious about this change. The small actions you take each morning build confidence and reinforce your new self-image. Every day is an opportunity to practice this new identity. As you spend time working on your priorities, exercising, or learning, you start to believe in the person you are becoming. This belief fuels your motivation. It makes it easier to face difficulties, because you are no longer acting as someone stuck in old habits. You are someone who takes responsibility and moves forward. The early morning hours are also a time to develop mental strength. You learn to say no to the comfort of sleep and distractions. You develop patience and persistence. These qualities are essential to becoming the person you want to be. Your new identity is built on the foundation of these consistent small victories. Creating a new identity means letting go of limiting beliefs. When you wake up early, you challenge thoughts that say you cannot change or that you don't deserve success. You prove those beliefs wrong by taking action. This process rewires your mind and changes how you see your potential. The morning routine you build shapes your emotions and energy throughout the day. Starting the day with positive habits leads to a mindset of control and calm. This mental state becomes part of your new identity. You become the person who handles stress well and stays focused under pressure. Your new identity also influences how others see you. When you consistently act in alignment with your values and goals, people notice your confidence and discipline. This recognition supports your growth and encourages you to keep moving forward. The way you show up each day becomes a reflection of the person you have chosen to become. The sun rising marks a new day for everyone, but waking up before sunrise means you have already begun your journey. You get ahead by creating your new identity in those early hours. This habit separates those who dream from those who achieve. Building a new identity requires patience. It is a process that unfolds over time. The key is to be consistent and patient. It's yourself. Each morning, you create space for growth, improvement, and self-discovery. This daily commitment leads to lasting transformation. Your identity is built through your action. Waking early gives you the time to make those actions purposeful. This purpose turns routine tasks into meaningful habits. Your new identity grows stronger with each intentional step you take before the sun even rises. In this quiet time, you can also practice gratitude and self-reflection. These practices deepen your understanding of yourself and strengthen your commitment to change. They remind you why you are creating this new identity and what it means for your future. The energy and focus you cultivate before sunrise set the tone for your entire day. You become someone who leads your life rather than reacting to circumstances. This leadership starts within you and radiates outward in all areas of your life. When you create your new identity before the sun rises, you take control of your story. You choose the path you want to follow rather than allowing old habits and fears to dictate your life. This choice is an act of courage and self-respect. The new identity you build is one of action, purpose, and growth. It is not about perfection, but about progress. Each morning you prove to yourself that you can change, that you can be better. This ongoing transformation shapes your future and unlocks your true potential. The early morning is a gift, a moment to reset, focus, and renew. Use this time to create a version of yourself that inspires and motivates you. This is where your best life begins, long before the day officially starts. Your identity is your most valuable asset. Protect it by choosing how you start each day. Wake up early and intentionally create the person you want to become. This is the foundation for a life filled with achievement, peace, and fulfillment. The power to change lies in the decisions you make every morning. Build your new identity with courage, consistency, and clarity before the sun even rises. This is how great lives are built, one morning at a time.